Good morning. I'm hoping that the color or the lighting will be better here. Sorry, I've got a cold and I'm just kind of blah right now. But anyway, earlier this season, I had talked about identifying bean crosses in the first generation, and so as I harvest, I'm keeping the beans separate from the various plants so that I can keep track of any crosses that come up. Now, this bean is called an Idaho Pink. It is right next to, in the patch, it's right next to this bean. You can see that this one is a pink speckled bean. Okay. This one is a smaller pink, but not speckled. It's just all one color. But in this plant, I found a couple of anomalies that I think are crosses. We have, let me separate these out. These right here are paler pink. This one, I'm not sure if it's a cross or not because it's only half. It's a half speckled pink and half brown, and it's wrinkled and looks really weird and all this kind of fun stuff. And then we have this one right here that is just brown, and I don't know where that came from, but it was in a pod with a bunch of these others. So I came off of the same plant. Now, those four, now if I separate these out, take those, move them down there, and separate out these four. Now, these four were in pods with the pink speckled beans. You can see that this one is a pink speckle, but it's a very much paler color, and this one doesn't have any color at all. It's just kind of a weird brown. So I think, and it's only a think right now, but we'll be able to see next year for sure, as these mature, we'll be able to see whether or not they were crosses. But this group right here, I think are a cross with this. The color is much closer to these beans. It's right there. That color is much closer to these beans than it is to these. Okay, so I think I've got crosses there, and my guess, this one, I think, and I may be completely wrong, there may be something else going on, but I think it probably a cross with this orange over here. If you look at the bean, you can see that there's a tinge of orange around the edge that none of the others have. So there's a tinge of that orange color. But again, it came out of a pod with a bunch of these. So I think that also is a first generation cross. I don't see other first generation crosses that I can definitely say are likely crosses. Now, and if you notice, this group of beans here, they all came out as approximately the same color, so there's no in-crossing to this plant. It only appears to be out-crossing to this plant. And that's one of the things that's interesting about all of this, is that some plants are compatible in one direction, some plants are compatible in another direction, and we really don't know why. But I've noticed that several times, several years in a row, that some plants will just, like the pink or the red over there, the solid red, I have not noticed any in-crossing. I haven't noticed any blacks. I haven't noticed any pale. I haven't noticed any striations. But that one last year was our big outcrosser with the white. So that's... it looks like things can be compatible in one direction but not in another. So, so that's what I'm looking at right now. We'll see next year what those crosses look like. I'll talk to you tomorrow, or talk to you another time. Thanks.